This is a video I actually didn't want to do. This is a video that I think I have to do, and this is a video titled It's Great, But... And we're speaking about Prehistoric Kingdom today, as you can see on screen. We are flying over my park, that is the Jurassic Park 30 anniversary park, which I'm currently still working on, but this shall not be the topic of today's video. Today we are speaking about this game as itself, this game Prehistoric Kingdom. The team just recently and the project became 10 years old, and also the latest update has been released a couple of weeks ago, which brought in the Stone Age theme and a couple of very nice animals alongside the Panthera, for example, which is a great prehistoric lion in different types of fur variants and so on. You know, it sounds already pretty great, and pretty much I'm hyped for that because, you know, everything about this is great. And I will start with a lot of great things about this game before we will talk about the elephant, or the prehistoric elephant, the mammoth in the room. Sorry. This is a brilliant builder at this point. It's not a game, but more about that in a second. So first things first, a lot of the things this team has brought to the table is absolutely great. Like, starting with the ability of having foliage brushes is absolutely mad. It's so cool to have the option, but you can still put every single piece down, scale it to your liking. Oh, did I say scaling? Yeah, well, scaling is a thing too. And also, as you can tell by the lower part of the screen to the left, there is a person running up a little incline. This is not a path, this is something I built myself, so people can actually access and interact with the scenery that you build, which again is something super cool and unique I haven't seen in a game like that. But there is so much more to this game to like. The animals look fantastic, the movement is really cool. They just recently brought in the swimming animation, which also looks really damn good. And also the amount of prehistoric species in here is so much growing that you have a very good variety between dinosaurs and some other prehistoric animals. For me personally, I always thought like prehistoric animals should be like a general theme anyways. Like there is not really a difference if you have like a dinosaur or a mammoth or like a smilodon, because all of them are extinct animals in the first place. I know like category wise you would put them in different categories, but you know, that shall not be the thing. And alongside this, the brand new maps that have been brought into the game, specifically this one recently over here, look absolutely fantastic. But while looking into the far distance to the horizon of this map, it kind of is the perfect segue to what I want to talk about in this video. I have some concerns that grow around this game, because as much as I love the intention, as much as I love the game itself, and as much as I love the team being very obsessed with the details in what they do, the pace at which it is developing, and I know it's not the biggest team, and I know, you know, they have to do certain things the way they do, I still believe the pace may actually be the issue. Like, see, there are so many things that have to be done before it actually can be considered a real game. And I'm gonna get into the details in a second. We have to ask the question whether it makes sense to go on to this type of area, or if you need to make like a huge leap first, like for example, you know, make a break of all the constant updates and then go to a bigger update to make the game actually a game. As much as I like the animals, how they behave and do the stuff they do, there's really not much more than a creative toolbox. And for me personally, as the type of player I am, this is fantastic, you know. I have a lot of fun designing in this game. And if people are mad about, for example, Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo being too much of a toolbox rather than a game, compare that to this game, which has barely any gameplay elements at this point, just a couple of bare-bone ones. The future is bright at what they are suggesting to do, but then there is another issue in the room. As much as the graphics have been great 3 years ago, you have to keep up with the development, and at this point I feel like we are at a point where every new management simulation game that will come out now has a huge leap over this game in terms of graphics. Sure, this is Unity and you can always update, but then again you have the performance issues to keep track of. And all these issues combined, they basically create a situation right now in which I'm uncertain to where this is going, where this is leading, what is happening, you know. Every single bit they brought to the game was really good and really fleshed out, and I personally like this latest update a lot. It just gave me so much more ideas what to do with this game, and I will keep on playing this, and I also will keep on giving you guys the shot to get this game. At the moment on Instant Gaming, it's just 10 euros. So if you want to grab that, I'm going to leave the link in the description. But I still have to be honest, and this video should also be like a proof point for you that whenever I talk about these things, I really try to put everything in perspective. Because again, as much as I love this, we have to speak about the issues, and therefore let's actually switch to a bit of a different cinematic to really make sure the point that I want to get to. In order to speak about the next point, this very cinematic in front of you will be the basis to explain my biggest concern with this game. Now, you can see a beautiful building, the visitor center of the original Jurassic Park. I was able to recreate pretty nicely and also add some modern details to it. It has been a blast, and just you wait until we are close up and you can see all the details. However, getting there, you can already see how the LODs had to be adjusted to make the performance in this game good, which is a usual thing to do, but again, performance-wise and graphic-wise, this game has to keep up until there is a bigger release. And we also have to speak about the guest in this game, because as great and as lovely the animals are looking, the guest really can't keep up with that. The models are kind of decent, you know, but as soon as you get closer to them, you'll notice that there's basically no expression, there's basically no emotion in them. And I have talked about this so many times with Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. People have been madly annoyed about the comic-y aspect of the guest, and I still hold to that point that the comic-y aspect about the guests in this game is the best thing about it. They freed themselves from the problem to be becoming too realistic in order to have so many issues, starting with racism, going over to human emotions that have to be carried through the entire face, becoming way too detailed, becoming way too problematic. You can ask City Skylines about the animation of people in a game that not only features... Oh my god, have you seen the dinosaur doing fancy stuff there on the right hand side? Love that. Just a little side note. This is definitely something I needed to talk about, because the perfect situation. You see the dinosaur do some fancy stuff, and whilst you have the people roaming around, not even in groups, not even in anything. And as much as I want to love it, as much as I see this being still such a great game with so much potential, we have to be honest and say there's a huge amount of work that needs to go in here before this can be really considered a game. And I don't know what would happen if in parallel someone else is developing a park builder for prehistoric creatures and coming out there with a completely new variant of it. So yeah, all I'm saying is the potential is there, but is there the pace? Is there the pace to make things look great? And you can see that with the font, how far and how close we need to get until the font really starts to appear. And can they keep up the graphics? Can they keep up the animations? Can they bring all that in to make this game not only a fancy design suite with some animated people roaming around, but actually a game that is great to play? And a game that also offers a lot of animations, a lot of things. And at some point we have to compare it to a game like Planet Zoo, you know? It is an indie project, has been started like that. It is totally fine that they get more time, and beta and early access and so on is a totally feasible thing. But at some point in the development, you have to see, okay, is it correlating? Is it getting there? And I'm asking this question now, and I really want to be proven wrong. I really want to be proven wrong. But for me personally, there are so many building sites left that have to be tackled. And the animals and everything about this is definitely the least problematic aspect. This is already pretty damn good. Everything that they did with the animals can super keep up with every big game out there. Is really good. Sure, there are still some glitches, and oh my god, and just as I say that, there is a person going in midair. Whatever. There are sure some glitches with the people, with the animals too, but it's definitely on a level on par with other games, and so absolutely fantastic. But you can see that over here, we have a couple of issues with the guests and with the humans roaming around. And they are a huge and vital part of this game. And I call this game, it's at this point in time it is not a game, but it is a building suite in a certain way. They have announced staff members to come to the game. They have announced multiple things about the management. There is already some really cool management in here that other games don't have, and like it is very, very promising, guys. There is so much in here, but I have to talk about the concern that I have that this game may never become the game it's set to be because of the pace that they can do. I mean, it is really a thing, and what pace can they do? And it's really something I would love that this does work out at the end of the day. But you can see over here, like there's a queue forming. Is it really a queue, or is it just people bunching up? There are people going behind the counter. Like there is a wonderful shop in place, but there's no staff member. I'm sure they will do this maybe in the next update, but so many things that we need to talk about, as you can tell. And yeah, I'm left a little bit not confused, but with a lot of question marks in my mind tackling this game. To end this on a positive note, as you can see over here with the Spino Lake and the Spino really nicely swimming through here, and my viewing platform that is actually accessible by people and they interact with the environment, this game already, and just to bring it back, for 10 euros at the moment, it's very worth a shot, because you will have access to all the updates, you know, everything that comes. 10 euros is a fair price, you know, it's the price of a DLC of other games, but it will give you a game with a lot of animals, a game with a lot of things to design already, with wonderful brushes, with wonderful foliage, super nice maps, a lot of very scientifically accurate creatures, and the power of scaling and building and doing stuff like that. Really, really great. The only thing I wanted to do with this video is really emphasize on the fact to become a really great game in the future, something that holds up to the very best park builders out there. There is so much still to do and bring in that I'm not entirely sure if that's gonna happen. But here's the point where you guys can come in the comments down below and tell me, what do you think? Or maybe you're following the project a lot more closer than I do, and you are having a bit more insights and, I don't know, assumptions to what's gonna happen. I will keep up what I'm doing over here. I will still build in this park. I will do some stuff. Next up is going to be the T-Rex area, because I just enjoy doing that, you know. I enjoy the tools in here. I enjoy how it's looking at this point, and I can't say what's going to happen in the future once there is maybe another game that offers the same, but at this point I do enjoy doing that. But I have the expectation of using this as a design suite. I mean, I literally built my house in here, which helped me, you know, do the renovation works and stuff. I literally used this game for that. But apart from that, I'm very, very aware of the fact it is a design suite for me. It's not a game. I'm not expecting a game. I'm not expecting a management aspect or anything. So yeah, what do you think? Where is this gonna head of this game? Where is this heading? What do you think will this game be in the future? And have you already played it? Will you play it? Will you give it a shot now? I just am very open to see where this is going. I will keep my eye on this project, but I will keep this, well, hesitant mood for a while now and see if the next updates become chunkier and more significant. I have huge hope for the next update with the staff members and overhaul in this system. And yeah, I do also have to give them huge props for what they did with the animal animations. As you can see over here, it feels really alive and it feels super nice, and some of the animations I actually do prefer over Jurassic World Evolutions, and they are really spot on. Frontier, as we all know, is pretty damn good in these animations of animals, and some of these in here don't even just keep up, they are almost better in certain ways, and that is a huge testament of the talent and the capability that the team has. But I must keep this talk also at the very end around my center point. Will this be enough? Will this be quick enough for the future? And where is this going? And now it's your turn. Put all your thoughts in the comments. Go nuts. Tell me about it. What you think, where this is heading. Have you enjoyed it in the past? How long are you following this project already? Again, 10 years already. That is pretty quite amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening to me in this video. Bit of a different one. There's surely some other content this weekend. And yet again, if you want to give it a shot, it's only 10 euros at the moment. So that is totally fair for what is given. And we can debate more in the future. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next one. Thank you and goodbye.